The term low-level electronic stimulation training, or LLELS, refers to or is referred to by many trainers as a term to describe how they use or make use of a remote training collar and the electronic stimulation delivered by that remote training collar when training dogs, i.e. that low levels are used. I put forward the statement or the argument that it's dishonest and inaccurate to say low-level electronic stimulation, to conclude that those are the only levels that are used and that that's the way that the tool is used. In my experience and in my opinion and in my knowledge, making most use of my knowledge, low-level electronic stimulation is a very relative phrase, a very relative term. It's very contextual, and it depends on the context, the environment in which the tool is being used with the animal. And more than that, it actually is very, very dependent on the animal itself. So without clear boundaries, without parameters as to what constitutes low level, then to say that we're training with low level electronic stimulation is misleading and could also be argued as being dishonest. It's no real different in saying that I train purely positive or I'm a force-free trainer, and denying the fact that there are times when an element of pressure, an element of force needs to be used, or certainly a negative consequence also occurs or makes an appearance during training, whether that's by accident or design. To say low-level electronic stimulation, if we have a dog that works at level 4 on a remote training collar, or a dog that works at level 8, or a dog that works at level 12, or a dog that works at level 50, before that dog physically and observably recognises the sensation from the remote collar, so as we would determine that as being the working level of the dog, the level of perceptibility, how then do we differentiate between which of those is low level? Since the only determinant that we've got really is the reaction of the dog in accordance with the sensation perceived or the level of stimulation. So as you can see, if I'm saying that level 4 or level 8 is low level, and I have a dog that gives no visible indication of sensory recognition of stimulation until I hit level 40 or level 50, at which point the dog does give slight recognition, signs of recognition of the sensation of the remote training collar. How am I to say that one is lower than the other, or that one is low level and the other isn't low level, when the primary barometer that I use is the initial sensitivity, the initial perception by the dog to that stimulus?